In 1973, there was an experiment conducted at Colorado University referred to as the Colorado Experiment, and the goal was to see how much muscle tissue could be gained in a period of time using high intensity training principles. So the most successful subject was Casey Viator, who reportedly gained a total of 63 pounds of muscle in just 28 days. Casey Viator started on May 1st, 1973 at 166 pounds, which was underweight for Casey Viator, having competed in bodybuilding competitions at around 215 pounds. So due to an accident where Casey lost his finger, or maybe almost lost his finger, he suffered from a severe infection and lost a tremendous amount of weight. So he did go into this experiment relatively undersized at 166. But in 28 days, on May 29th, 1973, Casey Viator weighed 212 pounds, meaning he gained a total of 46 pounds in 28 days. But the experiment also implemented an advanced fat loss or body composition test, which reported that Casey also lost 17 pounds of muscle, or 17 pounds of fat in that 28 days as well, for a net gain of 63 pounds of muscle in 28 days. Now, what's peculiar about this as well is not only the short amount of time with which he gained a tremendous amount of mass and muscle tissue, but the infrequency and the duration of Casey's workouts. Casey only trained 3 times a week, and each workout only lasted 30 minutes. So with a total of just 6 hours of training in 28 days, Casey added 63 pounds of muscle, going from an undersized Casey Viator to his previously held body composition and weight. Now let's compare this to Arnold Schwarzenegger in the same time period. Arnold Schwarzenegger was entering the 1975 Mr. Olympia, again undersized at about 210 pounds. Arnold had 4 months to train for the Mr. Olympia and reportedly trained 4 hours a day, 6 days a week for 4 months. That's a total of 288 hours of training. Within that time frame, Arnold put on 15 pounds of muscle. His previously held weight, 210. Arnold competed in the Mr. Olympia allegedly at 225 pounds. So in 4 months, training for 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, Arnold was only able to put on 15 pounds of muscle. Again, coming in undersized, while Casey, in just 28 days, training for an hour and a half a week, was able to put on 63. In addition to this, it was reported that Arnold did admit to using steroids, of course, as all of the bodybuilders did, within those 4 months of training. But Casey Viator definitely did not. So, what was the deciding factor between the two training? Why was Casey able to put on 63 pounds of muscle in such a short period of time, while Arnold couldn't even reach his previously held weight with 4 times as much time and 280 extra hours of training? The answer is simple. Arnold trained for so long and so frequently that he could not generate the level of intensity required to build muscle tissue. Meanwhile, Casey Viator focused on the intensity of effort being the primary concern in his training, which not only stimulated the desired result, it by nature shortened the frequency of training and the volume of training. So Casey Viator was able to build 5 times more muscle in 1/4 of the time with 282 hours less of training. Why? Because he trained intensely. If this is not evidence that volume is not the deciding factor in muscle growth, then you simply lack the ability to think critically, and you are going to suffer from very, very poor results.